Sister Spouses fans notice colossal change in Robyn Brown. Following 15 years on tender loving care, it's not the least bit amazing that the cast of Sister Spouses would develop and change in a wide assortment of ways. In any case, a few watchers concur Robyn Brown has had the most emotional difference in all. She's been broadly hated since the show started, however watchers' dislike for her appears to develop with each passing season. As stressors mount for the earthy-colored family, Robyn is by all accounts suppressing her sentiments. Presently, watchers can't resist the urge to see it's incurred significant damage. Watchers note Robyn Brown's actual changes on Reddit. While Christine Brown has likely had the greatest change in character, Robyn may be the spouse to go through the most actual changes. The attention star once impacted her previous sister spouses for ignoring their appearances as they matured. In any case, Robyn's words could have returned to cause major problems for her. As season 19 proceeds, numerous watchers have begun evaluating old episodes. Also, they can't resist the urge to see Robyn doesn't seem to be a similar individual. This lady has not matured well, one Redditor posted on the stage, appending one next to the other photographs of Robyn from 2010 and today. At first I was contemplating whether she had plastic medical procedure since her face is so unique, yet it is basically impossible that somebody who looks that sad is seeing a restorative specialist. Thoughts? Redditors offer their considerations on the tender loving care star's change. Other Sister Spouses watchers promptly concurred that Robyn earthy-colored looks endured nowadays. Some called attention to that life and light have left her eyes. Yet, as a general rule, a few added they thought Kody Brown most likely assumed a gigantic part. The three unique spouses appeared to have a blissful, young sparkle subsequent to leaving him. Robyn famously puts on a cheerful face for cameras and imagines her marriage is great. Remarks included, "Better believe it, she's a gigantic illustration of individuals confusing youth and slimness with magnificence. Obviously not. She's conveying the heaviness of the earthy-colored family on her back. She's the only one attempting to keep Kody wedded to his spouses, hold the children together, and ensuring the family stays above water monetarily, /s. I have consistently said Robyn was not ordinarily alluring. You could see from the very first moment how witchy she looked and that she'd have a face that would mature rapidly. That, combined with every one of the long periods of Kody the entire day, consistently, have for sure done a number. It's Kody he's draining the existence out of her. Sister Spouses has given watchers an unparalleled view to the complex and frequently turbulent existences of Kody Brown and his polygamous family. What started as a momentous investigation of plural marriage has developed into an adventure of stressed connections, bias, and family cracks. While the show actually draws a reliable crowd, many fans are currently addressing whether it's the ideal opportunity for the series to reach a conclusion. Here's a breakdown of the motivations behind why watchers accept Sister Spouses might have run its course. 1. The first reason does not exist anymore. At the point when Sister Spouses debuted in 2010, it was proclaimed as a momentous unscripted TV drama offering understanding into the difficulties and prizes of polygamy. Kody's four spouses, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, shared their encounters of living as a plural family, exploring shared nurturing, and dealing with their associations with Kody. Nonetheless, the relational peculiarity has radically changed as of late. Christine left the marriage in 2021, freely expressing that her relationship with Kody was done satisfying. Janelle has become progressively free and seems, by all accounts, to be moving away from Kody also. Meri and Kody's relationship has crumbled to where they are not generally genuinely associated. Kody's union with Robyn, generally viewed as his number one, stays in one piece yet has distanced him from a lot of his loved ones. With the family broke and the plural marriage actually destroyed, fans contend that the show's unique reason is as of now not applicable. What was once a glance at the elements of an enormous, joined family has transformed into an account of individual excursions and broken connections. 2. Redundant storylines. Many fans feel that the show has become redundant, reusing similar struggles a large number of seasons. Issues like Kody's preference toward Robyn, conflicts over funds, and battles with correspondence have ruled the account for a really long time. While these subjects were at first convincing, watchers are becoming fatigued of the absence of goal or development. The rehashed contentions and absence of new advancements leave fans feeling like the series is wasting. Now is the right time. 3. Adverse consequence on the family. Throughout the long term, it's become clear that the tension of being in the public eye has negatively affected the earthy-colored family. From online analysis to stressed relational connections, the difficulties of unscripted television notoriety have exacerbated the family's battles. Christine has been open about how the show amplified issues in her marriage, and Janelle has alluded to the pressure of living under steady examination. Fans stress that proceeding with the show might hurt the family's prosperity, particularly for Kody and Robyn's more youthful kids. 4. Decrease in Kody's prevalence. Kody Brown, when the magnetic patriarch of the family, has turned into a polarizing figure among fans. Numerous watchers reprimand his treatment of family clashes, his apparent preference toward Robyn, and his absence of responsibility in his associations with his different spouses and kids. This change in discernment has made it hard for fans to pull for Kody or put resources into his storylines. For some, his way of behaving has eclipsed the show's unique aim, leaving watchers disappointed and withdrew. 5. The family's accounts have developed past the show. Christine, Janelle, and even Mary have started cutting out new lives for themselves outside the limitations of the earthy-colored family and the show. Christine has found joy in another relationship, Janelle is zeroing in on her freedom, and Mary is seeking after her own endeavors. These improvements feature the self-improvement of the spouses, yet they likewise highlight how far they've moved from the show's focal subject of plural marriage. Fans contend that their singular processes are more qualified for isolated tasks or updates, as opposed to being shoehorned into a story that does not fit anymore. 6. Watcher weariness. After 18 seasons, even the most dedicated fans are starting to encounter weariness. The show's once interesting investigation of polygamy has given way to an emphasis on relational dramatization that a few watchers see as debilitating and dampening. Many fans feel that Sister Spouses has wandered excessively far from its foundations, turning out to be less about schooling and understanding and more about sentimentality. This shift has estranged watchers who were attracted to the show's underlying commitment of knowledge into a remarkable way of life. 7. A characteristic end. A few fans accept that finishing the show currently would permit it to go out on a moderately high note. While the family's process has been loaded with difficulties, it has likewise been an account of strength and transformation. Finishing up the series at this crossroads would give a feeling of conclusion, permitting the Browns to push ahead without the tension of consistent shooting. Counterarguments. While many fans trust it's the ideal opportunity for the show to end, others contend that there is still worth in proceeding. The continuous changes inside the family, including Christine's new relationship and Janelle's autonomy, give new storylines that could keep watchers locked in. Moreover, the show stays a stage for examining issues like relational peculiarities, separation, and self-awareness, which reverberate with a wide crowd. End. The discussion about whether Sister Spouses ought to end mirrors the intricacies of unscripted TV. While the show has given fans long stretches of amusement and knowledge, its focal story has moved so remarkably that it no longer looks like its unique reason. For some watchers, the opportunity has arrived for the Browns to back away from the cameras and spotlight on recuperating and remaking their lives off-screen. Whether tender loving care chooses to proceed with the series or conclude it, the tradition of Sister Spouses will stay as a captivating and frequently crude investigation of family, love, and versatility notwithstanding misfortune. Could you like a more nitty-gritty investigation of family responses and the battles of plural marriage? Among the numerous storylines that have kept fans talking, one repeating subject includes the job of Mary Brown in the family's relational contentions. As of late, a few fans have estimated that Mary might have been Kody Brown's narc spouse, going about as a source and partner inside the intricate trap of connections. However, is there any reality to this case, and what does it say regarding Mary's situation in the family? The starting points of the narc charges. The possibility that Mary went about as Kody's source comes from her well-established standing as the spouse who attempted to keep up with control or impact inside the family. As Kody's most memorable spouse, Meri stood firm on a one-of-a-kind foothold in the earthy-colored family. She was there all along, assisting Kody with laying out the underpinning of their plural marriage and directing different spouses as they joined the family. In the early times of sister spouses, Meri's job as the female authority frequently put her in family debates. She appeared to have a nearer association with Kody than different spouses on occasion, and her relationship with him was much of the time depicted as the benchmark for the fresher relationships. Fans accept that her closeness to Kody might have driven her to share data about different spouses, especially during snapshots of strain. Indications of a narc dynamic. Meri's relationship with different spouses. Throughout the long term, Meri's associations with her sister spouses have been stressed, particularly with Janelle and Christine. Janelle has transparently conceded that she and Meri conflicted all along, while Christine has spoken about feeling decided by Meri in the early long periods of their marriage. Fans have hypothesized that Meri's propensity to conflict with different spouses might have been energized by her job as Kody's partner. Assuming Meri was detailing back to Kody about conflicts or issues inside the family, it might have developed the split among her and different spouses. Kody's confidence in Meri. In the previous seasons, Kody appeared to depend vigorously on Meri for guidance and backing, particularly while exploring clashes between the spouses. A few watchers deciphered this dynamic as proof that Meri was taking care of Kody data about the others, whether purposefully or unexpectedly. For instance, during family conversations, Meri frequently favored Kody or went about as a go-between, which a few fans saw as an essential method for keeping up with her place of impact. Strains with Christine and Janelle. Christine and Janelle have both communicated dissatisfaction with Kody's apparent partiality and the lopsided elements inside the family. While Robyn is many times seen as Kody's #1 spouse as of late, a few fans accept that Meri once stood firm on a comparative situation, utilizing her closeness to Kody to acquire a benefit in the family order. Meri's battles in the family. In spite of these claims, taking into account Meri's own battles inside the earthy-colored family is significant. Over the long run, her once solid relationship with Kody disintegrated, coming full circle in a profound distance that has left Meri feeling segregated. Kody himself has conceded that he no longer sees himself as sincerely engaged with Meri, driving many fans to address whether she at any point really had the degree of impact that some accept. Meri's personal battles have been irrefutable on sister spouses. From her fight with barrenness to her notorious duping embarrassment, Meri has confronted various difficulties that have made her excursion in plural marriage particularly troublesome. These difficulties have left Meri in a weak position, which could make sense of why she looked to conform to Kody during seasons of contention. Fan hypotheses. The narc spouse hypothesis has ignited warmed banters among fans. Some contend that Meri's activities were essentially those of a spouse attempting to keep up with her marriage and explore complicated relational peculiarity, while others accept she purposefully attempted to sabotage her sister wives to get her position in the family. Web-based entertainment is loaded up with changing suppositions. One fan stated, Meri was certainly Kody's narc in the early seasons. She generally appeared to be revealing back to him about what different spouses were talking about. One more countered, I don't think Meri was a narc. She was simply trapped in the center on account of her situation as the principal spouse. Kody most likely placed her in that job without her acknowledging it. Kody's job in the dynamic. It's additionally worth looking at Kody's part in making the circumstances for the narc charges. As the top of the family, Kody has frequently been blamed for setting the spouses in opposition to one another, whether through preference or an absence of clear correspondence. On the off chance that Kody urged Meri to share data about different spouses, it would make sense of why a few fans see her as the narc. Furthermore, Kody's moving warm gestures over the course of the years have left every spouse in an unsafe position, competing for his focus and endorsement. This dynamic has likely added to the question and strain between the spouses, making it more straightforward for fans to accept that one of them might have gone about as a witness. Another viewpoint. While the narc spouse hypothesis is a fascinating focal point through which to see Meri's part in the family, it's critical to perceive that the earthy-colored relational peculiarities is undeniably more complicated than any single mark can catch. Mary's battles with her character, her relationship with Kody, and her position in the family are all important for a bigger tale about the difficulties of plural marriage. And the possibility that Mary Brown was Kody's narc spouse is a convincing hypothesis that mirrors the perplexing and frequently hostile connections inside the earthy-colored family. While there might be minutes that help this idea, it's similarly conceivable that Mary was just attempting to explore a difficult and consistently changing relational intricacy. At last, the real essence of Mary's part in the family might in all likelihood never be completely known. However, her process keeps on enrapturing fans as she attempts to track down her own bliss and reason beyond the shadow of her upset marriage. Could you like an examination of Mary's associations with every spouse, or a more profound jump into fan responses to this hypothesis?